Welcome back to Rising. All right, Lindsey, what's in your lens today?
We are talking about the vice president. So VP JD Vance has been in office since January, and already he's racked up more vacation days than most Americans could dream of in a decade. The man who built the brand railing against, quote, elites has basically become one, living like the very people he claimed to stand against. His latest trip is a summer holiday in the Cotswolds, the region of England nicknamed, quote, the Hamptons of the UK. Now, Vance rented a sprawling manor that goes for about $10,000 a week. Between his motorcades clogging those tiny roads and the protests that followed him across the pond, it's safe to say that his family getaway got more press than privacy. But this isn't an isolated incident. This is vacation number 8 this year. I mean, Italy, India, Nantucket, Disneyland, Vermont, Greenland. Wherever you can name, he's basically been. Some of those vacations he even labeled as, quote, official business, meaning taxpayers footed the bill. Like in March, when he flew with the second lady to Greenland during the height of Trump's fixation with the territory. The trip was so poorly received by Greenland's government that it was cut short from a multi-day trip to a 3-hour trip. Imagine flying all that way for less time than most people spend at a barbecue. The only thing that came from that trip were some Instagram-ready photos of Vance and his wife in the snow. Then there's Disneyland, which he shut down for his family. Then there's a $2,500 Michelin-starred dinner in San Diego. And who could forget his birthday trip, kayaking, when the military literally raised the level of the Ohio River just to smooth out his paddling conditions. That's not just elite, that's emperor-level elite. The bigger question is, how does he have so much time off? I mean, most Americans can't even get 2 consecutive weeks approved without basically begging their boss. Yet the sitting vice president has managed to disappear almost every month since taking office. And for context, Mike Pence barely took personal trips in his first 6 months, and Kamala didn't take a single personal vacation in hers, especially because it was coming right on the heels of COVID. Meanwhile, families here and at home are being crushed under the weight of rising costs. Groceries, healthcare, gas, everyday basics are becoming luxuries. And while Americans are forced to do more with less, their vice president seems determined to do less with more. The optics matter when your right-hand man is Donald Trump, the guy who wants to convince the working class America that he's their champion. And you're jet setting across the globe on lavish retreats. It doesn't scream solidarity. It screams out of touch. So as the bills pile up and medical benefits shrink because of the big, beautiful bill, JD Vance may be hard to find. He's not in Washington, not in Ohio, but likely on vacation again. The message is clear. While everyday Americans are fighting to make ends meet, JD Vance is fighting to make his next reservation.
Whew. Oh, Lindsey.
Oh, this is so, and I love to travel. I'm not hating on that.
I know, you're gone every weekend. Well, you're in between. You don't live here. You're going back and forth.
But I'm also not the vice president. Happily not the vice president. So, it's just like there's so much going on in the world. And he talks about people being so elite and how you want to take down all these people. Like, this is part of the MAGA platform that unrelatable people, Trump's that relatable billionaire, is just like you and I. Like, this is not relatable.
Vance comes from nothing. Trump was never a genuine working class person. Vance is. Vance, I've read his memoir. We all know his origin story.
So you like paying for his trip to Greenland so he can parade around and take Instagram pictures because nobody invited him. It was not an official trip. Official trips look like this in government. Leaders of that country or that space or that territory invite you there and you have an official meeting and it's organized. You don't go tour the snow and take a picture with your wife and taxpayers pay for it. This is what's been happening lately.
I don't want taxpayers paying for vacations.
Thank you.
Or political figures, obviously. But if they, of their own money, are going on vacation, I don't care. Just as I never cared, and I know conservatives used to make a whole thing about this, please take a cane and yank me off the stage if you ever hear me say, I can't believe Barack Obama's golfing again. I don't care. They can have weekends on occasion like anybody else. I don't care.
He's taken 8 vacations in 7 months. We're not talking about...
His job is to be the preside over the Senate, and the Senate is not in session because...
No, I didn't say this summer. I said in his first 7 months in office. You understand what I'm saying?
Again, some of those things you classified as vacations were
in Europe right now,
trips.
He had 1 meeting. He's in the Cotswold vacation, and he had 1 meeting. And is this a diplomatic trip? Do you mind that you paid for his flight, his first class accommodation? I mean, his entire plane to fly over there to have a vacation in the Cotswold, and he had 1 official meeting? This is what I'm saying. Like, it is not relatable when the everyday American... Actually, no, I have stats. So a Morning Consult poll said 6 out of 10 Americans say the Trump administration is driving up their costs with some of these new policies. They're directly blaming President Trump and his administration. And the second in charge of his administration is on vacation. $10,000 vacation for a week. So if he's there for more than 1 week.
If he pays for it, I don't care. But we shouldn't pay for it. You're right about that.
But the point is, it's unrelatable. Don't you want to be in touch with the people? You argue all the time that Democrats were out of touch. How much more out of touch can you look by painting the office in actual gold flakes, which President Trump did a few weeks ago, and elevating it to the step
I don't
to look
care
like
about
a
their
lobby?
vacations as long as they're not. I cared about their vacations or their dining at nice restaurants when they were forcing everyone else to lock themselves in their own homes and never go outside because of COVID. Then I cared. But other than that, I don't really care. I think honestly, I'd rather politicians take more vacations because the less work they're doing, coming up with bad ideas to harm our economy even further is good.
So optics mean nothing to you. I mean, like he might as well change his title from VP to VPTO. I don't
VP
like
doesn't do very much.
it. Doesn't he does what he doesn't do very much. You and Ronna McDaniel, we just had her on the other day, said that he is next in line to probably be the Republican nominee for president.
Oh,
okay, so you cannot be vacationer in chief. You should be active right now, especially when there are several wars going on that we are very closely
Joe
tied
Biden
to. Without,
was
I don't know.
mentally on
That
vacation
can't work
for the
anymore.
entire
See, that can't work
presidency.
anymore. He's not president, and that's talking about the past. We talked about this if your mom ever told you about spilled milk. Don't make me bring that back up, right? That's done. It's done. It's on the floor. You can't drink it anymore. We're talking about real life right now. President Trump is president and his VP is constantly on vacation. And so it should be a problem to the American taxpayers and voters who were promised that this Russia war would end at day one, who were promised that the economy would be soaring definitely by 7 months in, who were promised many things, but all they're getting are a higher deficit, which makes no sense if you're a fiscal conservative. All they're getting is possible medical benefits cut with the big, beautiful bill. And all they're getting is tax cuts that won't even affect the everyday American, only people that are in a much higher echelon than most people in America. So what are they getting? This is why Republicans are uncomfortable and have been advised to not go to their hometowns during the summer break
Big Beautiful
and
bill is
speak about
unpopular.
the big, beautiful bill.
Well, I'm against it.
Well, that's one of the
Terrible bill.
biggest
They shouldn't have
pieces of
signed it.
legislation that they have going on from the Republican Party. So
Yes, it's
if you
terrible
can't
bill.
speak about that, then what are you doing for the American people? You're on vacation, but no one else can afford to be. That's kind of ridiculous and out of touch. Come on, Robbie. We don't have to agree on everything, but you're on vacation. American people can't afford vacation. Connect the dot for me.
Maybe I'm out of touch. Viewers, if anyone who's not just some rabid anti-Vance partisan actually cares about this,
I like
and
Vance.
changes
I
their
think he's
opinion,
fine.
Then please chime in. You can write to me at I don't really care.
Please
at email.
bomb Robbie with emails telling him that.
Just let me know that Robbie, you're out of touch, elitist. I don't know. I hope people take vacations when they want to take
People
vacations.
that's what I'm saying. Americans mostly can't afford
What's about the policies?
vacation.
Yes, I
they
hope
cannot afford
we should
vacation
have-
right now.
We should implement policies that allow for the price of things to go down. That's why I'm against the tariffs. That's why I'm against regulations. That's why I want low taxes. I want people to keep more of their own money and be employed and have good jobs and be able to take vacation and
that comes when a president really works hard on fixing the economy and doesn't put things in place that are going to
I rarely
inflate it.
take vacations because I miss the viewers and you too much.
And me?
To go on, and it's a little hard. So it's like leaving your child is away on his first school trip or something. Like, oh my God, was the show okay while I'm not there?
Yeah.
Also, bad things happen every time I go on vacation.
Well, I
We'll
hope
get into that.
Well, Vance maybe can take a
Long-time
page out of
viewers
your
know.
playbook. Maybe Vance can take a page out of your playbook and not leave the American people wondering, is everything okay?
Perhaps. Next up, the former chair of Paramount Global, Sherry Redstone, is speaking out on her silver lining of President Trump's CBS News lawsuit. Stay with us.